smart cities become more common, the need for a universal, interoperable foundation is greater than ever before. While a fragmented vertical approach, where each application or service runs on its own system, can function up to a point, it will soon face challenges as vendors lock in and higher system integration fees. Adopting a standard-based horizontal approach eliminates these obstacles and allows different Internet of Things use cases to be supported by the same Internet of Things platform, unleashing significant financial gains. Today I'm here with Chris Meering of HPE, 1M2M's acting Marcom Chair, who has explored this approach and is key to advancing smart cities in a presentation at Data Centre World London today. So Chris, as smart city initiatives are increasing, what should people be aware of?
I think one of the big things about smart cities is we've been talking about them for a very long time, but we need to get through really what it is. A lot of people, if you ask someone what is a smart city, you'll get many different views, and I think that's really quite crucial as well. You need to understand what it is you're doing, and I think we should all remember as well that a smart city is very much about improving life for the citizen, improving the quality of life for the citizens, how they engage, how they can interact, the sort of services they can do. It's not just about providing technology, it's what are you going to do with that technology and delivering some goodness back to them. We refer to it often as data monetization. How do you make money out of the data? How do you save money? But it's very much a case of, how do you deliver some value back to the citizens? Because it's an inclusive journey. It's about getting on the smart city feed, understanding what you're doing, and then driving towards adding all these new services to it. Smart cities for some people might be things like smart parking, understanding where the parking spaces are, so it's an asset management piece. It might be about connecting the rubbish better, so understanding where the rubbish is, where the bins are full, so you can optimise the route of your rubbish truck so that you save money on that, whatever. But when we look at that rubbish one, for example, that's a really good use case because, yes, we can save money, we can reduce congestion by not having rubbish trucks out, but from a citizen's perspective, they're not having rubbish on the streets, they're not seeing rubbish trucks going around, so you've got to really look at where you're going to deliver that value as well, and then how you take that forward, how you start with like an incremental approach, but look at that long-term goal as to what do you want to get out of a smart city, because there's no one size fits all in this market. What you might need in your city is probably different to what I need in mine. We'll all have the same standard challenges, but we'll have different nuances, and as you go out into different countries, you find again we all have very different different problems at the top. We all have the same standard problems, but the priority will be different in different places.
Lovely. Do you think there's any potential pitfalls that people need to keep an eye out for?
Absolutely. There's one of the biggest pitfalls I see in this, or we see in this area, is technology for technology's sake. A lot of people look at it and say, well, smart city is about enabling sensors, it's about collecting data, it's about analysing data, without really looking necessarily about where that benefit's going to come from. There's also this feel of, where's the money going to come from out of it? So it's very complex from there. Another issue is taking a silo approach, and this is where 1M2M has a great advantage. But if we take a silo approach and buy a smart parking system that's purely smart parking and waste management and street lighting, say for example, and then also look at how I can collect data and make that available to citizens for other services, or make it easier for citizens to interact with the council, what I end up with is many silos. And with those silos, I've then got the problem of, if I start thinking about how do I bring the data from one to another, because I might think, well, in the parking case, I'd like to know where the cars are parked so that I don't send the rubbish trucks down there if it's really busy. So how do I link the two? How do I bring environmental data into video surveillance or video analytics? And that's where a horizontal platform really comes to its own, bringing that ability to share the data across multiple use cases. Another area that's a big pitfall is connectivity. Connectivity is becoming more and more ubiquitous, but there are lots of different types of connectivity, and different types of connectivity will be appropriate to different use cases. I've mentioned parking and waste management a lot. Those ones, you're not going to be sending much data, and you're not going to be sending it very often. So a low power wide area network that has a long battery life and therefore gives you low cost of ownership, low cost of support, is a really useful network to have. If I go to video surveillance or video analytics, I need high bandwidth services. So matching those bandwidths, matching those connectivity requirements to the use case, again, has a big impact on profitability and efficiency, reduces your cost of ownership or cost to serve. But again, you're back to that idea of a horizontal platform. How do I control multiple networks through the same platform, bring that data together and harmonise it in one piece? Some cities that we've spoken to have told us 40% of the development costs or the development time in a smart city is about data normalization, bringing it all together. And again, one M2M is great for addressing that through having a common data model and an agnostic approach.
So how does one M2M fit into all of this then?
As I say, one M2M is very much about having a horizontal platform, not worrying about the connectivity side, being agnostic of connectivity, being agnostic of protocol, and then at the top layer, being agnostic of the application and use case we're going into. So it gives us a great foundation to build multiple use cases on, regardless of connectivity and regardless of protocol. It brings security in there as well. It brings the ability to enrich that data that you're collecting from sensors with data from other sources and other third parties. So data you might already be collecting, standing data. So it's an excellent position for companies or for cities to build as a foundation and work on. If you take back to other IT services to think about point-to-point integration, it's good to start with. I'm only linking 2 things together, it's okay. 3 things, yeah, not too bad. When I start linking multiple things and a huge number of devices and applications that are coming through in smart cities, then we really need to start looking at a common horizontal foundation layer to start from, a common service layer like we have in one M2M.